It will be nice to see them get into that best-of-5 territory, the top 3, and see if it still happens. And if they can get that rematch against Blue and Simple. But moving forward, we have the lower brackets. It's Vortex and Pavelski fighting against Hermisen and Ariel. Hermisen and Ariel being able to make it through. And it looks like Team Machette were actually able to win their way through. So that means that Dobrain and Heisen aren't going to be making the top 8.
The other team, 12. Aside from TM and Machette, are going to be Stickia and Daz. That is rounding out the loser side of our top 8 bracket. And Hermisen and Ariel are both old names. Like, Ariel was there at I don't know if he was at BCX1. I know he was at BCX2, and I know he was playing in online tournaments and doing very well around the time of BCX1. But it's been Sentinel, man. It's been Qatar's, but it's also heavily been Sentinel coming out from Ariel. Possibly the only Sentinel player that we have left in this game.
Very possibly. At least when it comes to primary picking it, right? Because he's picking at game number 1. And then we've got Ragnar's. Even more.
And then you were talking about a Lance representative. Vortex is coming in with the Ulgrim pick.
And it makes sense because of how axe heavy it seems EU 2v2 meta seems to be.
3, 2, 1.
We're going into game number 1 on Mammoth Fortress here. We've got Sentinel. It seems that Qatar Legends are being picked that are favorable with a heavy hitting weapon, right? Because if you don't like Ragnar, like Qatar Axe, then you go for either like Qatar Hammer or Qatar Cannon. We solved that earlier on.
Yeah, with the Lin Fei pick.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for a lot of people out there is no Qatar Lance. Sorry, Stalker fans.
Yeah.
I know you're out there.
But going into game number 1, it seems to be really even here. Blue team just took enough damage to actually make that statement incredibly true. Ariel got hit by that down air. Weapon toss comes forward, and Pavelski can't find too many starters. He's putting up sidelights, and he's really only finding the down airs. Oh, the neutral stay connected. Disarms Hermisen. Goes for that recovery, and Hermisen going for the weapon, picks it up, puts him off the side of the stage. Can't find that neutral stay, and now Vortex is... Oh, Mammoth Fortress. This is... another thing that sometimes we highlight, sometimes we don't. Mammoth Fortress isn't the same in 2s as in 1s.
Yes.
Quite bigger.
Yeah.
So things will KO. Wow, we're seeing that KO really quickly now. Vortex and Hermisen both lose their first stocks in under a minute. Ariel and Pavelski close to follow. Hermisen's now trying to find these dive kicks onto Vortex. Fight against his lance on Ulgrim. Ariel's still holding on. Oh, and that little clash there doesn't lead into too much because the Mammoth Fortress platform was just rising and adjusting. Interrupted that string from being possible.
Ariel and Pavel, both in the red on their first stock right now. Vortex and Hermisen were the first ones to fall onto their second stock here. That weapon toss coming out, but Ariel's going to disengage. Going to go back to the main platform. He's able to pick up those Qatars very quickly. Tries to respond onto Pavel with a Qatar recovery. There's a nice neutral signature from Pavel. The weapon toss doesn't even need to hit for the kill to come out. A little bit of a team combo follow-up from Vortex, followed up by Ariel.
And Pavel's look really good here with that stock lead. 3 stocks to Ariel's 3 stocks. Is it even? But Hermisen, wow, okay. So just stocks being taken out left and right. Vortex on the verge of losing his second stock, but he managed to avoid that down tick from Hermisen. Stomps Sarah into weapon toss, dodges out of the weapon toss, but now Ariel can go for the dive kick. He just barely misses. Vortex drifting high. Expecting the ground pound from Ariel didn't work out, and now the side lights, the neutral lights.
He's putting a lot of punishment out onto Ariel. This unarmed kit from Ariel not coming in just yet for him. There is a weapon spawn on stage. He's going to move over just a little bit, finds the D-Light into the recovery, putting Vortex onto his final stock. He does have Qatars in his hands again. Nice dare picking up both members, Hermisen and Pavel. Seeing 2 sets of Qatars. Now Vortex has that Lance that you wanted to see, that Lance representation in EU, trying to find the side air to the right, gets stuffed with the weapon toss.
And the side air puts Hermisen off the side of the stage. If they can take out Hermisen, it's almost definitely the blue team's game. Because Vortex has barely taken any damage on this last stock. As I say, they're down to connect, puts him in the orange. Pavel on the side of the stage gets swatted by Ariel, bought to his last stock. Now Ariel and Hermisen in the lead by numbers, but not by damage. Hermisen just struggling to stay alive as Ariel's able to find a sidelight on both of his opponents, but Ariel getting swatted away allows Pavel and Vortex to focus on the Hermisen. Ground pound goes down. You don't see Axe use that much, and the Greg gets a downlight into recovery. He just tapped him out of the way so that he can just get back to the stage. He's like, just don't kill me.
Now, if he went for a recovery, or a ground pound
there,
like you might think, Pavel wasn't really damaged. That wouldn't lead to the kill. He has hardly any damage on him right now, so that would have possibly given him, because he had the weapon advantage there, the option to return fire back onto the red team, possibly leading to a kill. So him going for that D-Light recovery instead of D-Light ground pound, absolutely the right choice there. That's what he needed to do to put out a little bit of damage, keep himself safe, and get back onto the main platform.
Ariel with the pickup neutral sig. This game was looking like it was either team's game, but now with Pavel taking so much damage, and Hermisen with the weapon toss to the ground pound, but Vortex returning with his own ground pound. Vortex so much heavier damage, though. Vortex was the first that I thought was going to go, and now it's a 1v1 between Ariel and Vortex. Olgrim versus Sentinel.
Yeah, it continued the trend. Vortex was the first one to fall on his first stock. Vortex was the first one to fall on his second stock.
Oh, stop!
But that's just all of a sudden, Ariel is going to drop that combo with a very tight window that would have led to the kill.
Another Sair. Goes for that ground pound. Doesn't quite work out. Oh, dodges to the weapon toss. Ariel now on the guitars. Down to catch a landing. Neutral could catch a jump. Downlight after downlight's coming out on the side light, puts him off stage, but the weapon toss does not connect, and Ariel could go for that dash jump, ground pound, but that's another 3 stairs in a row. Connects. Is that it?
Vortex takes it back when Ariel almost had the D-Light into Sair.
Vortex took more damage than he did. My gosh.
And it's not like he just didn't do any damage the whole time and got killed 3 times.
It was
he put out 630. He took 640. Pavel took 680.
So that was a 1v2 win because his teammate went down. He followed up with that because Axe ground pound isn't the most popular ground pound for KOing in the game,
especially off stage.
Yeah,
that is a risky move.
And he was doing like what we would see with like Mordek's scythe or any other scythe, right? Dash, jump, pivot, ground pound, but on Axe, traveling all the way down the side of Mammoth Fortress, got 1 KO with it, didn't get punished for it the second time that he did it, and he was able to finish off the game with a neutral stick that we hadn't seen him use all game.
Yep.
And it spikes Ariel at the perfect angle.
I'll tell you what, if you're going to use that signature, that's the way to do it.
Absolutely.
It is very punishable, and a lot of Olgrim players in the beginning used to throw it out like you have Ragnar's throwing out their Qatar down signature on the edge, whereas the Qatar down signature, not nearly that punishable. Definitely not compared to Olgrim's neutral signature. So the fact that you pull it out in that surprise situation right on the corner because it sends down into the left or down into the right, that is the way to use that signature. Vortex showing it perfectly.
Very excited to see Pavel and Vortex play moving forward. Ariel and Hermisen down a game, but not out. But it's like, Ariel was like fresh stock, and Vortex stared him 4 times into a neutral sig, and that's all it took. Of course, the entire time he had to dodge every move that Ariel was using too. And they're just trying to go to small Brawlhalla. There were a lot of times on that game where I even had to mention, this is not the small Mammoth Fortress because of how early they weren't getting killed, but this is a small map for 2v2s.
It's so
look at like they
tiny,
barely fit on just spawning in. So first weapons go over to Hermisen and Vortex. Ariel manages to pick up the next weapon spawn, and Pavel's going to be the last one to find something. Guitars are picked up, and now everybody's armed, but they're already brawling, and recovery from Ariel doesn't quite work out. Hermisen looking for that falling down air, and Pavel returning with his own combos. Nice little downlights here, catching Hermisen before he lands. So it was 3 downlights in a row, and the weapon toss from Vortex adds even more hurt onto his teammate. Brings Hermisen off the right side of the stage, and Ariel unarmed. Oh, wait, Vortex definitely got in a position to hit. Like, he turned around and tried to neutralize Pavel there. A little bit of confusion, but quickly adjusts. But there's that early KO. Ariel finding that down air, scooping him off the top. Managing the KO now. Vortex heavily damaged. Ariel finding even more damage.
He's still dropping stomp stairs, man!
He's dropping stomp stairs, but he isn't dropping stocks. Or I guess he is dropping stocks. His opponent's stocks.
That's true. The best type of stocks to drop.
Hermisen found a nice little ground pound, but it didn't lead into a KO. Red team solidly in the lead and finding so much more here. It's like the small map is so claustrophobic for Pavel and Vortex. They don't know what to do, and Ariel and Hermisen are just running away with the lead. Sidelight Nair, and the recovery does not connect, but Pavel can't find that return Sair, and the falling Sair puts Pavel so off the stage. Vortex finally gets the KO onto Hermisen. Ariel, could he fall next?
He's able to get over that Axe neutral light to recover back to the platform. There's the D-Light recovery. Unarmed kit, not a problem for Ariel so far, at least in terms of kill options. There's a stomp Sair. Ariel's able to pick up that one. It doesn't lead to the kill. Gonna go for a ground pound pull out just a little bit early, then go back to the main platform. Hits a recovery on stage, tries to pick up the bounce. There's another stomp Sair for Ariel. He's 50-50 on those so far. But Pavel with the fastball Axe there to take out Ariel's, not second stock, not last stock, just his first stock.
Yeah. I was noticing that as the stock lead grew, Aerial was getting more and more creative with what he was doing off stage. Like the hammer ground pounds are coming out that we didn't see before. It's things that you're able to do because it's like, it doesn't matter if I lose the stock, and if this works, I just win immediately. And the neutral stick comes out from Aerial into a recovery, hitting Pavel one way and Vortex the other. Aerial's just throwing up the heavy hitting moves and not getting hit for it. Downlight connects. Pavel manages to take Hermisen off to his last stock, but Pavel's so heavily damaged. And Vortex is now taking some damage from Aerial as well. There's the team combo coming out, and they try to get the recovery to finish it. But the down stick connects.
Down air into down stick. You talked about his offstage options getting a little bit more creative. His onstage options getting more creative as well. Down air into down stick. That's the first signature we've seen Aerial use this entire set so far. He's still on his second stock. Meanwhile, Vortex definitely in basically kill percent for this map. That down air almost killing. That side air absolutely killing. Aerial showing those creative options. Aerial hitting his stomp side airs. Aerial coming out with 5 kills and almost 700 damage. Only took 286 the entire time. Meanwhile, on the other side, Hermisen also only taking 375 damage.
Yeah, pretty incredible. He also Qatar neutral stick though, so it wasn't the only one.
Did he?
He did. Yeah. He neutral sticked in the recovery. It was pretty cool.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, but he hadn't used any hammer signatures. Yeah. That's for sure, because that's a very unique sound bite.
Yeah.
For Sentinel signatures, I love hearing it, and he travels quite far. But hammer, he just seems to be wanting to kill with downers and stops.
Well, I mean, you have a lot of kill options with hammer that happen early on in the stock.
It was the first usage of the down stick, though. That is for certain. And that's like, we saw Fozy do that with core.
Yeah, and they behave somewhat similarly.
Yeah, cores might be like a little wider, but a little slower. Either way, they just they just punch the ground and then it hits things around them. It's pretty sick. So they they're like, okay, where are all the small stages? Oh, on the left side of the stage select, right? They're just like, get rid of that. Okay, what do we have left? I think, did they choose Blackguard Keep? I didn't pay attention.
I didn't notice what they picked, but I do notice what Vortex picked with this Diana character swap.
It is Blackguard Keep. This is about as big as a map gets.
Yeah, they're going extremes here.
And all the power to them. That's interesting. Yeah, Vortex switching off the Ulgrim into Diana. Bring out the guns and bow. Completely different weapon combination. And there's the potential. You know what? Maybe it has something to do with the platforms, but that's all I can think of, because Diana has those down sigs, right? Where you can like, grab people at like yellow and kill them.
It also might be the blue team maybe wants to separate the red team. They want to go for those 1v1 situations into the 1v2 situations. This way they can separate the red team. If they're worried about the follow-ups, if they're worried about the overlapping hitboxes on the red team, pick a big map, separate the two of them, fight the 1v1.
Pavel going for those sidelights. Ooh, the downlight comes out in Aerial. Jumping for the downer, gets hit by that Sarah, and Aerial's off the right side of the stage, and now Vortex find these sidelights. They're already doing so many new team combos that were enabled by the gun's vertical movement. Pavel getting hit by that stomp Sarah. Aerial doing a much better job of being able to confirm those. As we saw, he was missing a little bit earlier in the match, and now he's just fighting them all the time. And he's fighting both of his opponents off stage. We have to be careful. Vortex was unarmed. No risk of a down sig coming up from Diana, but it doesn't matter if it's a bow or guns. Those grappling hooks will come out, and it'll send you flying in the opposite direction that she's facing.
Yeah, the down sig on both of them.
Oh, the side sig was just
have that property.
Smacked by that Sarah. Pavel goes flying. Aerial, into the side sig. That was really risky from Hermisen to do, and it just worked out that they clashed.
It was a good follow-up.
Yeah, the clash happened onto Hermisen, but the knockback occurred onto Vortex. Oh, the team combo, the double team combo. Neutral sig hitting on both ends.
That's rare. That's very rare to see something like that pick up both members.
It's just so hard to
team.
set up. Sidelight and a down. Oh, okay. There's the neutral light and the recovery. Pavel avoids a recovery from his teammate. But red team solidly in the lead now due to Aerial stock tanking. Doing so well just like he did in the last game. Stomp comes out and he just stops in both directions. The neutral sig punished. But very scary because that's an option they just don't expect from Aerial yet. Weapon toss. Dashed up weapon toss into the side. 2 side sigs in a row. Aerial just traveling with signatures now. Hermisen risking losing this, and there's that situation where you're talking about. Blackguard Keep enables the separation of both teams, so they don't have to fight as a team necessarily all the time. The side stick from Pavel snipes Hermisen off the side of the stage. Blue team in the lead by stocks, but not necessarily by damage. If Aerial gets 2 quick signature kills, or any kill really, he's been finding those scoops off the top too. It could be really good for red team here. Dive kick comes down.
Aerial still without a weapon. He's looking for that spawn to come in. There is one. That's how big Blackguard Keep is. It was off stage all the way on the soft platform on the right, KO. And he's able to still pick up a double kill. And like you said, getting that kill is huge for the red team. It's 3 stocks to 2.
They're so far in the lead. Hermisen was losing those stocks really quickly, though. So if Pavel can do what he was doing to Hermisen early on like that, the double
He's
recovery.
looking for it. He wants it.
Because they just got to take out Hermisen and they can focus on Aerial completely. We've seen that Vortex was able to take out Aerial in a 1v1. So why is it not possible for the 2v1? Absolutely. It's absolutely possible. Those neutral are coming out and they're punishing him. But the down stick connects both on Vortex and Pavel. Falling Sarah gets punished by the Sarah from Vortex. But the neutral from Aerial sends Vortex flying. He switches over to Pavel. Hermisen just holding on to dear life. Oh my gosh, the signatures gravity cancels in both directions. Nothing connecting, but all those.
Aerial's going nuts right now.
Stop Sarah. Vortex is trying to get back, and he can't do it, but Pavel gets the return KO to Aerial. He has to take out Hermisen right now. Weapontage comes forward. He looks for the... Oh, he's just moving around the platform. It didn't work out. He needed to take out Hermisen. Now Aerial can just have Hermisen on the side while Pavel just fishing for those KOs. Hermisen down singing Aerial, but maybe to give Pavel a little bit of confidence to go in. Hermisen unarmed, down sing avoided. Clash goes in, and Hermisen takes advantage of it with the neutral air. Pavel finds that air. Oh, Aerial off the side of the stage.
Hermisen is posted up.
Oh, but the down air.
Ready to go. Just in case Aerial was started to get in a really bad situation. Hermisen was right there, picks up the kill, takes that. Vortex stuck on 223 damage. Meanwhile,